Being a marketer's no sweat. You just have to manage dozens of channels, launch hundreds of campaigns, score thousands of leads, and okay, fine, it's a lot of sweat. Unless you have HubSpot's AI-powered marketing tools to help you do all that and more. Get started at HubSpot.com/marketers.
What's up, everyone? It's Noah Daniels.
Hey, y'all, I'm JJ.
Hey, guys, it's Kat.
And we're your hosts of the Real Hauntings podcast. We bring on guests to share their first-hand encounter ghost stories and supernatural experiences. Now on to the trailer.
I've been warned to not tell this story, but I think because of the way it ends, it's okay to tell this story, because some people say that with certain entities, to speak of them or talk about them or in any way portray them as powerful will attract them to other people. The creepiest thing about it to me is a lot of times it would wait for me to notice it. It would just lay its arm out like this, and then I'd be like, where is it? Where is it? And then I'd see it, and then it would just slither back.
For more information on the Real Hauntings, Real Ghost Stories podcast, make sure you check out real.fm to learn more about our podcast and many other amazing podcasts.
And now, stop me if you've heard this before on the Toddcast podcast.
Retired UFC fighter Randa Markos is an Assyrian, Iraqi-born Canadian fighter. Quite the story. Her family made their way to Canada during the Iran-Iraq war in the 80s. She was just 3 years old, and her family was held at gunpoint and imprisoned. Randa hasn't fought since October 2021, a win over Livia Renata Souza in the strawweight division. She made her pro debut in November of 2012 in Invicta, and Randa brought a 3-0 record to RFA, lost her first fight there, and then moved on to become champ in the PFC. Then it was a chance to fight in the Ultimate Fighter, where she went on to beat Tisha Torres as part of Team Pettis, and ultimately lost in the last episode of that season. Randa made her promotional debut in the Ultimate Fighter 20 finale, where she lost, but she got Fight of the Night. And from there, you've seen her fight in the UFC, closing out her career with 11 wins, 11 losses, and 1 draw. And when Randa was a guest, we talked about all sorts of things. Aliens visiting Earth came up, what it was like growing up in Windsor, Ontario, legalized weed. We talked about her love of horror and the paranormal, competing on the Ultimate Fighter show, getting kids enrolled in MMA, and stop me if you've heard this before, Randa talked about who she thought were the best fighters of all time.
I don't know, there's so many good people out there, and you can't really pick a specific great fighter. I mean, GSP was definitely one of the best. I think Demetrius Johnson, definitely, one of the best. It's hard to say because styles win fights, So, but definitely I think Demetrius Johnson, it sucks to see that he left the UFC because I feel like he didn't get a fair opportunity, defend himself or anything like that, defend his title, or come back and try and get his title again. So, John Jones, he's a great fighter and everything, but I don't know. We'll see how he is now that he's got no drugs to take, and they're constantly on him about that stuff. So we'll see.
Stop me if you've heard this before on the Toddcast podcast is powered by FKP MMA, Vancouver's #1 training destination at fkpmma.com.
Listening to a podcast should be time well spent, and I promise it will be if you'll give this podcast a try. It's called Something You Should Know. I'm the host, Mike Carruthers, and in every episode, I talk with leading experts on topics I know you will find fascinating. From why people can't keep secrets, what your favorite music says about you, why your pet acts in strange ways, and so much more. Something You Should Know is designed to give you information you can use in your life and give you great intel that you can share with others. I'm told it's a binge-worthy podcast. And with over 1,000 episodes, there's a lot to binge on. Something You Should Know has been ranked in the top of the Apple Podcast charts consistently for a long time. I know you're going to like this. I just need to get you to try it. Something You Should Know. It's available wherever you listen to podcasts.
Hi, I'm Jennifer, a founder of the Go Kid Go network. At Go Kid Go, putting kids first is at the heart of every show that we produce. That's why we're so excited to introduce a brand new show to our network called The Search for the Silver Lining, a fantasy adventure series about a spirited young girl named Isla who time travels to the mythical land of Camelot. Look for The Search for the Silver Lining on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Hi, I'm Laura Cathcart-Robbins, and I am the host and creator of the podcast Only One in the Room. Every week, my co-host Scott Slaughter and I invite you to join us and lose yourself in someone's incredible Only One story. We talk to real people dealing with issues like infertility, the death of a loved one, human trafficking, and women who, fake it. Oh, and we want to be fair, so we talk to celebrities too. Emmy winners like actor John Cryer, supermodels like Amber Valletta, and rock stars like Ryan Dusick. Everyone is invited to share their Only One story with our listeners. With 21 seasons and counting, we guarantee you that Only One in the Room has a story that you'll connect with. This podcast is for anyone who has ever felt alone in a room full of people, which is to say that this podcast is for everyone. Download Only One in the Room on Apple or Spotify today.